John Norris from FishOn TV, and it's Tuesday the 17th and it's match fishing day. Right, look at the time, it's 5, well you can't even look at the time, can you? It's 2 weeks too late. But anyway, it's 5 to 7 in the morning. It's actually overcast, but it's light. It's been light for a good half an hour, 40 minutes. So early mornings, later nights, it's getting there. So today, oh, and another thing, temperature, it has been sort of 13, 14 yesterday. It's supposed to be the same today. Looks pretty miserable, but it's supposed to be the same today. So the fish are probably swimming about a little bit more. They've got to be out this time of year. Today you're going to be joining us at the fantastic Torne Bank Fisheries. We fished there about 6 weeks ago, and if you remember, Soz smashed everybody up. It was a cold day, proper winter fishing. It absolutely smashed everybody up. In fact, pegs 7, 8 and 10 were the 3 pegs that really produced. And I spoke to my old mate Jeff yesterday, and they fished Torne Bank yesterday. The old so-and-sos out there. In a match, actually, to be fair to them. And the winning pegs was 7, 8 and 10. So it seems like it's still a little bit peggy, but he did tell me the weights weren't as big as what Soz caught, and there were more weights spread about a little bit. So it does sound like the fish are on the move a little bit. So we shall hopefully see a different Torne Bank today. There are 17 of us, so there's a good turnout. And I'm looking forward to it again, because last time I really struggled, and that place can produce. Again, it's still a funny time of year, so, you know, I don't think there's going to be £100, well, you never know, but I don't really think there's going to be £100. I think 60 or 70 pounds today would be a good weight. That could be a winning weight, but we shall see. And I'm at Lee's Lunchbox in Nottingley. I've just seen my old mate Jeffy's walking to the cafe, so we're going to nip in there, have an English breakfast, a brecco, and we shall see you in about an hour's time on the bank, oh no, at the draw at Torne Bank Fisheries. So we'll see you there soon. Ta-da. GoPro, stop recording. Peg 17, it's about as bad as you can get. But we'll have a go. Right people, here we are, peg 17. I'm just looking on my phone, just make sure I've got everything right, because it's just, again, a small platform, this one, a little bit awkward getting my camera, but I think that's okay. Right, my peg 17. Nobody wanted it in, but there were 17 of us, and
Steve said it's probably the best one to put in, but I really fancied a waggler out there today, because I know waggler can work here, but I can't cast. There's trees all behind me, so I cannot cast. I've got my little 10-foot not method feeder, the Duro Banjo feeder, a little carbon active 10-foot rod, and I can just about get backwards and forwards to do a cast out there. Now I've gone about a yard or so short of the island, whether you can see. Yeah, I'll just show you mine. It's pretty much the same, as you can see if you have a look. And it's pretty much the same all the way along. I'll let you have a look round, spin it round there, look. This is not the fancied area, but there's been one or two skimmers come out. So I've got Mr. Incredible, he's back. He's at the side, and then Mick Smith and Dave Walker and Bob Huntington. And I've got Barry Pickersgill to my left. You know, the guy that always seems to stick twos up when he knows camera's on. He's a cheeky monkey. These old ones, you can't control him, you know. And then I've got Jono next to him, Frank. And Soz, can you believe it? Soz is in a right peg again. I mentioned 7, 8 and 10. My old mate Jeff's on 7. We've got a guest on 8. And while he were plumbing up, his float went under. And we've got Soz on 10, so that is the area that's been producing the fish. This area, apparently, hardly caught anything on Sunday. But what I did notice, and there we go, I've just had another little touch. I had a liner as soon as I cast this out. I'm a little bit unsure how to approach this now. What I've decided on at the minute, there we go. That's not bad timing. I did have a line before I got it settled. So that's not bad, is it? There we go. Right, I did have a line before it settled, and I think it'd be an F1 or something, this. And I've got the little chocolate yellow one. 019 bottom to a 16 hook. Like I said before, I don't think when you're using method feeder, Duro Banjo hybrid feeder, I don't think it really affects it, the thickness of the line, as long as it's not ridiculous. There we go, a nice F1. Oh, not a bad start. I was late as well as usual. So yeah, my plan of attack at 13 metres, everybody says it's 3.5 foot round here, but I've found about 4.5, nearly 5 foot. But it's only in that one little area. Oh, just wrap round its gill, it stays still. Oh, I don't know, where's this hooked? Is it foul hooked or what's happened here? Oh no, it's done the usual thing, it's spat it out, got it wrapped round its fin. Don't you just hate it when this happens? What the heck? Right, look, I'm going to have to undo all this. I'm going to have to take the hook out, pull the line through, because I don't know, it's got wrapped around its fin and all sorts there. Just to, oh, it tried jumping out. Does it come out? Yes. There we go. Right, we've got him out. And look at that, it's caught. Oh, gosh, it's caught in its dorsal fin. You know when I mentioned the small barbs? Right, I will get back to you soon. Right, I'm back. That was a bit of a nightmare. Wriggling all over, it's cut back of my hand. God, spiny buggers they are. And that went in the net. So I hope you all saw what happened at Lodge Farm a few weeks ago, Hedley taking the mickey. I put a 3 pound, 2.5 to 3 pound F1 in the keep net. Somebody thought, how can you forget? I didn't forget. And when he slowed it down, if you have a look after the video's finished, it's right at the end, it's like an extra clip. You can see that I empty the big fish. As I'm lifting the keep net up, the small F1 swam in. But I really did think I got 2 in one cast. I could look on my face, me and my wife could start laughing. I felt a right idiot. But it's all good fun, all good fun. And when I go to Australia to see Hedley, I'm going to strangle him. Anyway, what was on about? My plan of attack. I've plumbed up and I've gone to 13 metres and I've found it's a little bit deeper. And I'm quite liking this. I mean, Mr. Incredible went really close to the island, and now, like I say, I've started about a yard away, and he says all he's had is liners. Well, I had a liner, then it went round. It was only in a minute or two. I've had nothing this time, and these trees are a pain, you know. Naturally, when it's just drifting a bit, you tend to move your rod left or right. I keep catching these branches. Oh, got to be dead accurate with me casting here today. So 13 metres. 13 metres, my plan of attack there is to, I think I'm going to go try pellet to start with, but I think I'm going to go down maybe, if I have success on the pellet, I'll carry on using the pellet. Might even have a go with a small piece of corn, but maybe fire a few maggots out over the top. I'm not sure quite how to attack it. Like I say, I've never fished this part of the lake, and it's not supposed to be a very good area at all. You know, it's everybody says what you put there in, but I've drawn it, so, and I can see why. It's a bit of a nightmare with casting. So that's the plan of attack there. I think I'm going to keep putting maggots, just an hand throw out, and try a little shallow rig there. I'll try on the bottom to start with, and then try a shallow rig. Hopefully see if we can get a few up in the water maybe. Margins, I don't really fancy the margins. There's not much features. Left and right, I mean there's a little feature there, yeah, but it's that shallow and you can see straight to the bottom. I just can't see the fish coming in this close at all. I mean, I will put a bit of bait down if something does come in, why not go down, but I just can't see anything coming in. I'm actually going to go at about the 3 foot area. I haven't made my mind up whether it's left or right. I think I'm going to go to the right because there's a feature of weeds and stuff that goes out, so I'm going to go out there, I think at about 3 foot, and put micros and corn down there and have a little try at that later, but I'm not holding my hopes there. I'm hoping to catch either on the bomb, pellet and bomb and corn or something out there, or the Duro banjo feeder, and at 13 metres as my main target. If I see any fish swirling on this short line, I might have a go there. It's always worth a try, top 2 and 2. And at top 2 and 2 it's a little bit deep, it's about 3.5 foot deep, but then it drops off, like I said, at 13 metres. 3.5 to 4 foot, just over 3.5 I'd say. I haven't got a tape measure. Well, I have actually, I've got a tape measure, but it's round about that deep. So I've got to have a little go on this. I might have just a little cast along with it, because there's not a lot of bait in the Duro banjo phase, it doesn't throw it everywhere. And then I'll certainly go out there on the micros and soft pellet approach to start with. Again, maybe even maggots out there, you know. I haven't really made my mind up exactly what I want to do. I want to feel my way in. So that's the plan. Keep it simple to start with. No need to move off this just yet. Out at 13 metres and start throwing a little bit of bait short maybe. So that's where we're going to be. We'll see how we get on. Speak to you soon. GoPro, stop recording. You know, I forgot to mention it. It did it in the car. Get in. But she's misbehaving now. We're on the bank. Goddamn GoPro. Right. Not a big one. Lost one earlier. And they were getting a little... Oh, that was lucky. Very lucky. Little skimmer. Just as it were going into the net. Little skimmer. There we go. There we go, look. Little blade, have a little shave with it. I don't know. Right, I lost one earlier. Nice good pull round then. Oh, just pulled out. So, we're only... Well, that's my third cast. That came after... The bites have been... The first one came after about 3 or 4 minutes. And the other 2 have come after 10 minutes. So, and I've been getting liners. I don't see any reason to change from going out there. I have plumbed up to the left of these weeds that are just down to my right here, and I found about 3 foot, 3.5 foot. So that's going to be my margin line. I've not put any bait anywhere else yet. I don't want to get fish feeding everywhere just yet. I might as well just persevere out there, see if I can get a few fish. There's 1 or 2 small fish being caught. Mr. Incredible's had one. He's had a skimmer, Mick's had a few. It's not on fire, but at least we're getting 1 or 2 knocks, so we could just do with 1 or 2 carp. I'm guessing they're probably catching carp around the other side. I've had some great days there myself, so it's going to be tough to beat those, you know, sort of 7, 8 and 10. It's going to be tough to beat those pegs. 11's a good peg. Franny is going for his 3rd win on the trot. I forgot what peg he's on now. I think he's on about 3 or 4 in that area where I was last time. And like I say, the fish are moving about a little bit more than they were the last time we were. It's a lot warmer today. I don't know if you can hear all those birds tweeting, but birds are taking twigs everywhere. So things are on the move. So we shall see how we get on. I'll get this chuck back in. Update soon. That's half an hour. I'm not saying GoPro stop recording because it never does. Right. Still out on the Juro banjo, but I just made... I've mentioned a few times I do like to put double dead red on and a bit of ground bait, and I've actually got lighter ground bait today. I've gone back to the original method mix with a little bit of F1 sweet, and it was literally in 30 seconds, and that's just gone straight round. I can't believe that. And when it was coming in on my 13 metre line, it disturbed a fish on the 13 metre line as well. So I think it's another F1. So I'm not sure if there's fish on my 13 metre line as well. There we go. Not bad. Another little F1. All welcome. So I've definitely got to give that another try, haven't I? Like I say, I'm still about a yard and a half short of the island. And again, just a quick reminder for you folks. No, I keep forgetting. No room for that. You've got to have 2 nets in, and you put 2 fish, £2 and under, in 1 net, and anything over £2 in another net. Just so if any of you people have not seen the other video and you fancy coming here, like I say, it's a great little fishery for a match. 24 pegs on it. It's perfect for sort of 17 or 18. I wouldn't go above that, to be honest with you. That's just for you guys at Scorer Club. So I've just got 1 banded maggot left. I'd probably get away with just leaving that in, but in fact I might give it a go. We shall give it a go. So another little update there. I have 2 F1s and a skimmer so far. I've not seen Mr. Incredible catch another one since. I've seen Mick catch a little skimmer. And if you're all wondering how I put this in, it's not the same as the as if you were putting a pellet or a wafter or something like that. And what I do, I squash the hook in, and then I just gently put a little bit of ground bait, because you don't want to bust the maggot, and you can just see the maggot there, and that will, when it hits the water, that will come out. It's the first thing that they'll see, so it's not quite exactly the same as using pellets where it comes out slowly. Okay, so over and out. See you soon. Right, I just thought I'd show you. Just missed a bite on this single. I've gone back to a double. If you can see that, it's a lighter ground bait today with a little bit of the F1 sweeting. I've buried the hook in, and the hook is just protruding out there. But I've rested those on top, and I'll gently squeeze a little bit of ground bait on top. And like I say, once that hits the water and goes to the bottom, these maggots will be the first thing that pop out and hopefully create an instant bite. And that one was in 2 minutes before I got a bite on the last one. I missed it though, it was a drop back bite. So I just thought I'd let you have a quick look at that before I cast it out. See you soon. Right, I've had a very small mirror carp, about £1. again on the maggot and ground bait, and it's just gone round again. Strange bite, liners, and then again. I've not come further forward like I was doing at decoy, just left it and waited until it's gone. And another small mirror carp. Yeah, about a poundish. There we go, look. Yeah, unhooked it yourself, thank you. So that's what's happening with me at the second. So at the minute, I keep saying that, don't I? So I don't really need to change what I'm doing. I'm quite happy catching those. And that came after 6 minutes. That one. I'm getting bites between 30 seconds and 6 minutes. So I'm going to change those maggots. They look a bit busted now. And the beauty of banding them, you can use them a couple of times. Save you faffing about changing them all the time. So, but these need changing. They're about knacked. So I'll get that changed. Another quick update for you. Just steady away, keep throwing the dead maggots to my left because there's a robin again. Nicely, they follow me all over the place. And he's gobbling them all up. Keeps landing on me poles and all sorts. Right, over and out. GoPro, stop recording. Oh, God damn. Right then folks, little update. We're an hour and 50 minutes in. About £6, maybe just over, in the net. There's not a great deal being caught. Jack apparently has had one about £8 or £10. I've not heard anybody else bagging. I seem to be doing it. Mr. Incredible's had quite a few skimmers. I seem to be doing okay in this little bit here. I have noticed I didn't have a bite on the last cast. I have been casting, like I say, about 1.5 yards short of the island. A little indication there. And the line's been sinking pretty quick, so I'm pretty sure I'm at the bottom of the shelf there, because I've just cast it out now and I've let it go about another foot or two further, and I had to wait for the line to settle. And I have seen a fish at about 13 metres, only a small carp like the ones I've been catching, at the top of the water. You know, I could actually see the little mirror carp. So I've just gone onto the shallow a bit now, just to see if I get a response from there. That's the first time, the last cast, that I've not had any proper indications really. Like I say, I've just had an indication there. It wasn't a proper bite. I'm not lifting it. Wait till it actually goes around. It is a self-hooking type of system, is the method feeder, pellet feeder, Juro banjo feeder, hybrid feeder. They do hook themselves, so you don't really have to strike. You just lift the rod up. So that's where we are at the minute. I'm not saying it. So I've just gone onto the shelf. I can actually go right up to there's a little gap that goes like a V shape. I can actually get really tight if I want. So I've got enough line set up on my clip, because I brought it right back when I cast. I can bring it up at say 90 degrees and let it go a little bit further before it hits the clip to get closer. So I would say I'm probably now about 2 feet away. Maybe it's hard to tell from here, 2 to 2.5 feet away, but it is shallow where it's just landed. I've had that indication, and it's been in 2 minutes. It's not gone round yet, not properly. Again, another slight indication. There's definitely fish moving about, and I do wonder if you get them shallow today or not. I'm actually putting maggots. I keep throwing maggots out every minute or two, just there. Not seeing anything swirl. If I do see something, I'll probably have a little go there, shallow, and see if I can get them going shallow. Because if you can start catching shallow, as a rule, you can catch them a lot quicker. But again, it's a funny time of year. It is. I've not put no bait in my margin, which I probably won't do until the last 2 hours, and I've put nothing at 13 metres. I say, I don't want bait everywhere all over my swim. I don't want pockets of fish swimming all around my swim. But I don't mind this little bit in front of me here, just to see if I can get, if they're only small F1s or skimmers or decent roach, if I can catch them regular, at least I'm catching fish. So I'm waiting to see. I've not seen any kind of swirl yet when I've been putting the maggots in, so, but I will give it a go at some point. But I am feeling at the minute now, because it's usually gone round by now, or I've had a decent indication. Like I say, an indication within the first 2 minutes or so, when I first started talking to it, it's not gone round yet. I am feeling like I need to go out and try the 13 metre line, because I have seen a few fish moving about there. So as soon as I get anything, Barry's seen me catching on rod, so he's out on his rod now. He likes his bomb. So I'll give you an update a little bit later on. Just thought I'd let you know where I am. I'm quite happy actually, because you know, I really didn't fancy it. I'm having to lean forward when I'm casting. Could just do with a clip some of these branches, to be fair, and then it's an open peg again. And I'm pretty sure a waggler out there would have been great, because the water still is a little bit clear. So a waggler, when it's clear, you can't beat it sometimes, but it's just not enough room. At least with the method feeder, hybrid feeder, your hook's nipped into your ground bait, so there's no chance of your hook catching. Waggler, as you know, you've got 4 or 5 foot of line swishing behind you. Don't want that tangling up. Right, over and out.
Hey! I got it! What? Get behind me!
Went quiet on the Juro banjo feeder, so I went out on my 13 metre line, and not an immediate response, but I did have a little skimmer. I had an indication, then I had a little skimmer, and I've just been tapping half a dozen or 8 wetted 4mm hard pellets, and I've got a soft pellet on. Got my 4x14's float, 0.13 hook length, and an 18 F1 pellet hook. Because I thought I might as well try and get a few skimmers, but it looks like I've got I think it's a carp. Mr. Incredible's dropping all sorts. He's just dropped his a maggot box into lake. He dropped a bag earlier. He's been away for a while. Family ties. And I think this is a carp actually. It certainly don't feel like an F1. I could be wrong. Not always right, but it's got that slow pull to it rather than the darting pull. And it was just a delicate little bite, lifted into it, and a carp. Well, I hope it's a carp anyway. Yeah, it's trying a little bit. Yes, it certainly is trying a little bit. I can't bully it because I've not got the proper carp gear on really. It's F1 skimmers, that's a small carp or Titan. I think this might be a little bit bigger. So it's a 680 elastic, so it stretches for England. Let's see if we can get it under control a little bit. And I heard earlier that Jeff foul-hooked one. Goes straight round pond. Poor old Jeff. He doesn't always foul-hook them, but I certainly think he's leading the chase for the most foul-hooked fish of the year so far. Aren't you, Jeff? Plays hell with me, you know, when we get back to the pub. Don't be telling people I foul-hook them all the time. They're going to think I'm semi-skimmed. Well, takes a mighty man to get a foul-hooked fish in, Jeff, doesn't it? That's how you've got to look at it. Take the positives out of it. But he does foul-hook a few. Oh dear. Oh, can't wait to get some proper gear on so you can give it a bit of jip. If you remember, those F1 pellet hooks which I had on at Larford when I was after those bream and I had a carp on it, straightened the hook out. That wasn't very annoying at all. At all. It certainly doesn't want to show its face, does it? It's typical, isn't it? You get your F1 and skimmer gear on and you get a carp. You can't write it, can you? I'm pretty sure the line had handled this fish. It's just the hook. It's quite a delicate hook for carp, really. See, as soon as I try and lift it, it's away. It's definitely a carp. Oh, I hope it's not foul-hooked after all that jip I've just given Jeff. There'll be hell on. There'll be chaos. Chaos in the camp. Well, he doesn't want to come in. Come and say hello to these lovely fisher people. Just not heavy enough gear to lift it straight out. Because normally when you keep it low like that and then lift it up, it like plops up. It nearly falls out of its seat, and that's when you try and land it. But I've heard, you always hear rumours, but I think Jack sounds like he's either throwing a bomb or a method feeder or something up to the island. There's a big bay. I've never drawn that. I've always fancied having a go in there. We get away from the keep nets. And he's had a few big carp. So it sounds like we need a few of these. Oh, wouldn't you just love to just drag it up? But I can't. It's not strong enough gear. Really? Get away. You're putting a mighty battle up. You think they get tired, wouldn't you? Mind you, it's getting to that time of season. Their hormones are jiggling about now, aren't they? You see, as soon as I try and lift it with elastic being light, it just stretches. That's what you're supposed to do. God, that. Got a yard of elastic out here. Alright, this time, come on. Show your face. Give us a smile. No, don't bother then. So I've not put any lumps of bait out there. I've just put 6 or 8  4mm pellets down. Third put in Second put in a little skimmer, third put in, a carp's come along. But with what everybody's catching, there were no reason for me to put heavier gear on. If this happens again, I probably will. Because it's just taking too long to get in. I'm sure Hedley will cut a few bits out just to make it shorter, because it is, crikey, 8 minutes. It's going off. Come on, you can't afford to have on 8 minutes. Like Jeff says, you'll never compete against the big boys taking all that time. Get them dragged in, kid. We do, we should hear us in pub. We have a laugh and a giggle. I've just got that saying going through my head now. Nobody likes to see that. Don't want that, no. No, no, no. Come on. I hope you're about £25. What should be about 3 and foul hooked? Come on. Get out of them. I don't want you in there. I'm trying to get in those little that weed bed I told you about earlier. He's trying his best. I know exactly where to go, don't they? Get out of there. I don't want you in there. Oh, no, 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 no. He's in, and I'm not going to get him out of there.
You're going to need a bigger boat.
Oh, right. Missed him. There we go. It's a bad little fish. Well, it's decent size. He's got to be £5 or £6 at least. What a mighty battle he put up. Mind you, what a mighty battle I put up with all that light gear on. Yeah. Let's see if he'll behave for the camera. Oh, look at that. Little belter. So you see, Jeff, you can get them out on light gear, it just takes all day. Lovely little update. Right, see you soon. I've just gone out. I've just seen a few carp on top. I've had a few pellets and they started taking them, so I've just put a little mugging rig on. It's like a little dibber. And I've just attached a little 4mm pellet to it. And here we go. Had one. I can't see because I glare in the sun. They're not the biggest carp, but they're better than catching skimmers. About £3, £4. Dead right. I'll do nicely. What's that? That's. Oh, we got that. Wrap round its fins and all sorts. But he's a lively little thing. Wasn't so lively when I hooked him. I don't think he even knew he were hooked. Right, the top lip. Good grief. Good grief, Penfold. Just stay still. Can't even see where the hook. Oh, it's unhooked itself. Nice one. So there you go, a lovely little, I'd say £3.5. But they're not bad, just a pinch, are they? Just keep seeing one or two mooching about, and it's since the sun's popped out. So I'll have another little go. See you soon. I don't believe it. Into another one. Never really done mugging before. I just couldn't resist having a go. I set a few rigs up and I thought, I've got to have a go. This is the third one. Unbelievable. It's the right way to catch fish. It don't feel real. It don't feel right though somehow. You catch them wherever though, don't you? It'll do. And I only saw about, well, I've just seen another one. There are only about 4. And this is the 3rd one. So, and there's another one just under the surface there. So there's a couple more left out there, so we shall see. While they're taking it, I might as well have them. Again, they're not the biggest, but they're a nice stamp. I'll have them all day long. Up to 3.5 poundish. Just seems to be like a gang this size knocking about. And luckily, they're knocking about in my swim. Straight out. No messing, there you go. Another one. Lazy, empty net, empty net. Leave that there for now. So, I might as well, oh, there's another one out there now, so that's all I'm doing. I'm just flicking, putting a banded pellet on there. Just a little dibby with 2 number 8s. And I've got about a yard of line, and I'm just flicking it just in front of them, and bang, it's going straight under. And Barry's just had one. Nice one, Barry. So we're catching a few fish. I still think we'll struggle to compete against 7, 8 and 10, but we shall see. So I'll get out there, have another go. And yet, another one. I really can't believe it. Honestly, I've never done mugging before. Seen it done. I've fished shallow, don't get me wrong. But I thought I'm going to have to set some mugging rigs up, because I've seen too many people catch too many fish. And I can't complain at the minute. And that one, I didn't even see that one. There was a fish about 2 metres, 3 metres away. I just plopped it in, whew, straight under. Whew. Did it whistle under? It went straight under, belting bite. Can't really miss them, a bit like wagglers. You can see another one as well, but that's further away. I might have to put another extension on. So there's 1 or 2 knocking about. Like I say, they just seem to be a lot smaller than the fish round the other side. This is, they're all more than welcome, these, crikey. Highly delighted. Here, look, this is a stamp. They're just a little bit bigger. This is a smaller one, but if they'll stay still, wrestle, wrestle, wrestle. There you go. Just a bit bigger than that. But they're actively taking him, so Shallow's coming back. Nice one. Something I'm going to have to do a bit more of is the shallow fishing. Right, another little update. Over and out, see you soon. Right, the Barry lost one shallow, a big one as well. I think he's using a bunch of maggot. And I lost one, and I've not had a bite since on it, so I've gone back out on the Juro banjo because they seem to have backed off and I can't reach them. So I've gone out on the Juro banjo, an immediate response, but it's the smaller F1s now. But, you know, only about a pound. Well, not even that one, maybe 12 ounce or so. But it's another fish in the net. So we've only got half an hour to go. I've tried in my margin, no success. So I'll see the rest of the match out, and we shall probably see you at the draw. See you soon.
Morning, fishy people! All weighed in, all done and dusted. And that sun got quite warm actually. It's saying 16 degrees here, but sure when I get travelling it'll just drop a bit. But it was warm at the end there, very warm. So I'm in the t-shirt, and it's come chilly again. Right, you saw where I drew today. I've got to say, I mean, they did say if only 16 turn up, take peg 17 out. I drew it. Typical. I didn't fancy it for the margins at all. There weren't really many features. There was some dead weed or reed that looks like it might come back in the summer. The depth of it's lovely, it's flat. I'm sure in summer you will bag up down there. So I didn't fancy it there, and as it turned out, I won't tell you about it again, I had absolutely zero bites down there. Zero. Start of the match, I went straight out on a Duro banjo feeder, and I alternated between ground bait with maggots in or pellets with a wafter in, and I got mixed results. I got some skimmers, I got some F1s. I never had a decent carp on it. Throwing into like a V, and there's definitely a shelf there. I haven't got a pole long enough to find out what the depth is. I couldn't use a waggler to find out how deep it was to cast out because there were just trees behind me. It was tricky to cast. I've told Steve, he says we do trim them, and that's going to get trimmed back for the summer, and it needs doing, to be fair. I was limited to what I could, how I could cast, should I say. So that was okay. Even though I got a few fish, there were only 12 ounces to a pound at the most, but I was catching, and nobody else around me was really catching, apart from Jack that was in peg 14, quite a good area. He'd got a great big lump, about 10 pounds, and he ended up with a few more at the end next to some reeds in the edge. Lovely margin there, lovely margin, completely different to what I had. And so Jack did okay there. Right, I put no feed anywhere apart from like a top 2 and 2 where I was throwing maggots, and I was thinking, can I get roach and skimmers coming shallow, or maybe a few F1s, or I could try it on the deck. That was my plan. Then the sun came out. You saw I had a couple of skimmers, and then you saw the 5 or 6 pound carp I had at 13 metres on a soft pellet. Highly delighted. Took 8.5 minutes to get in. Jeff will be going mad with me. But he's right, I do need to get them in quicker, but I wasn't fishing for them. I was fishing for skimmers and F1s and roach and things, you know. I thought it was going to be very, very difficult because nobody were catching around me, really. So, as the sun came out, I saw a few carp gobbing. Not shouting at me, but you know what I mean, sort of cruising around the top. There were 3 or 4 of them. Now, I've never mugged before. Like I say, I'm pretty new to match fishing. I've never mugged before, but it ain't rocket science, and I set a few mugging rigs up in preparation for like the UK champs and maybe match this, because you know I've watched Jamie Hughes and loads of Andy May. I've watched quite a few of them, and they don't have bag some fish with that mugging, so I thought I've got to learn that. Be fool not to. And I couldn't believe it. I had 4 fish. I lost one as well, about 4 or 5 pound. 4 fish within space of about 20 minutes. Unbelievable. And it don't feel right fishing like that. It feels like I'm using floating bread. It's like, it just don't feel right at all somehow. It feels a bit unprofessional. I don't know. I can't explain what I mean. But listen, if it bags you a few fish, who cares? Do a bit of mugging, get them caught. Have a look on some YouTube videos. It's not difficult. I had today about a metre and a little bit of line to the little dibber, inline dibber, and then a few shot underneath. Varied between 8-inch and 12 and 14-inch, flicking it about 2 foot in front of a carp. And the reason you've got the length of line from your pole to your float is so your pole is not swaying all over the carp, spooking them. And it worked. I couldn't believe it worked a treat. So that's something I'm going to have to practice and get better at. So I was quite happy with that. And overall, it slowed down. It went dead. Then Barry lost one shell. He saw me catching shell, and he lost one about 10 pound. It snapped his landing net, bless him. It was a mighty fish, mighty. So we don't like to see tackle getting broke. There's a few of us doing it lately. So that it went quiet then. I lost one, Barry lost one, and it just seemed to die death. They went a bit further out towards the bank, and I didn't have the pole long enough to reach them. I couldn't throw the waggler like a little mugging float because of the trees behind me. So I went back on the Duro Banjo, tried in my edge, tried at 13 metres, and I just got a skimmer and another F1. So it dried up pretty much with about 40 minutes to go, or half an hour to go, should I say. So I had nothing. So that's how my match went today. Oh, and I did neglect the maggot line. I don't know why. It's like cooking, isn't it? It's all about timing. If you don't get timing right at cooking, it's crap. And I didn't fit the line I was feeding by hand all day, and I'm sure I could have had a few more pound there. I don't know, you start getting into this mugging and chasing a few fish, and then you go back to what you were catching on. I just never went down there and tried it, and I should have done, I think, because I found out later the guy caught about 30 odd pounds last week on top 2 and 2. So they are in that area. Right, that's me done. Let's get on to the results. There was only 6 weighed in. I mentioned 3 pegs, 7, 8 and 10. And 2 out of 3. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Meatloaf have come in the top 2. Surprise, surprise. So, in 4th place with £27.44, and I know you're going to mention people that has never seen it before. It's measured in hundredths. It's a digital scale. £27.44. Me, and I'm highly delighted with that from a fairly unfavoured peg. Didn't really fancy it, so highly delighted for 4th place, just in the money. And in 3rd place we've got Jack Vors, Jeff's brother. He's coming with £29.50, and he told me right at the end he had 2 5-pounders. He just pipped me, 29.5. So well done, Jack. What a mighty fisherman you are. Well done, son. And in 2nd place, loves it here, and he drew a cracker with £29.84. Soz. And I always ask people what they've been catching on. He just went, pole. And just looked at me like that. That's it. That's all you get. Pole. Then he tried telling me caught on bread. Then he tried telling me caught on pellet. Then he tried telling me caught shallow. He just tells porkies all the time. So if ever you meet him and he tells you what he's catching on, do opposite. That's him all over. And he just drove off giggling. No information whatsoever. But I'm guessing he's probably caught on corn because he loves it. So he's come second with £29.84. As much as I hate to say it, what a mighty fisherman you are. So well done, pal. On peg 10 that was. And on peg 8, visitor today, cracking peg, John Danby with £46.10. You are this week's old boy's mightiest fisherman. So well done, son. What a mighty fisherman you are. And it was nice having you today. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Right, that's the conclusion and the results for today. It seems to be soft pellet, maggot, corn, and the fish are moving about. They do seem to be wanting a few more pellets. It's getting to that time of year. We're getting close to bagging season. It's a little bit they're a little bit mixed up with temperatures and feelings and whether they want to feed or whether they want to start spawning. It's a funny time of year, so can't really say too much about it. But I hope you've enjoyed today's video, the insights to Torne Bank Fishery. And I hope to see you on the bank next Tuesday. Don't know where we're going yet. I haven't booked anywhere. So thanks for watching. Don't forget, guys, it's absolutely free to subscribe. Press the subscribe button if you enjoy watching our videos. If you press the notification bell, you'll get all our videos as we upload them. So once again, thanks for watching, and we shall see you next week. Ta-ta for now. GoPro, stop recording. It did it last time. See you soon.